takes me down. It's been tonight. So tell me you're coming tonight. Or tell me lies, tell me lies. No, it's our time. You and me be the same night. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me.
Hey guys, we are back again with another episode of Footy Report. In today's episode, we are going to talk about how each Premier League signing has made an impact on their respective clubs. So before we get started, guys, please subscribe our channel, and if you like the video, please hit the like button below the video so that we are encouraged more to post about football. So let's get started. To judge about each Premier League signing, we need to refer to the Premier League table. But this video was recorded after the match of Manchester City versus Leicester City. So the Premier League table will be looking like the table standings which happened after the Manchester City and Leicester match. So matches like Liverpool versus Arsenal will not be counted. So stay tuned guys. At 20th position, we have Sheffield United. They have signed 4 notable players in this transfer window: Ethan Ampadu, Aaron Ramsdale, Max Lowe and Jayden Bogle. But since they are in the relegation zone and that too at the 20th position, we don't think these signings can make an impact whatsoever they do in the future. So we won't be talking about them much. At number 19 position, we have Fulham. We predicted Fulham to be relegated this season in our previous video of Premier League predictions. Please take a look at it guys. But Fulham have made some notable signings this season with Anthony Knockaert, Kenny Tete and their midfielder Harrison Reed. He is a good player, but their star signing is Alfonso Oriola, a goalkeeper from PSG. So we expect them to still get relegated even after signing so many players. At 18th position, we have Burnley. Yeah, we predicted Burnley to finish at the 11th position and we are still banking on it. But the departure of Jeff Hendricks has hurt Burnley, but they have managed to fill the void by signing Dale Stephens, and there are rumors that they are going after Harry Wilson from Liverpool. So if they manage to sign Harry Wilson, they can still throttle their chances of surviving in the Premier League. Just like Burnley, we didn't expect Southampton to be this low at the 16th position. We predicted them to finish in the 12th or 11th position, and they have made some good signings from various teams like Kyle Walker-Peters from Spurs and Salisu from Real Valladolid. So I suppose Southampton will manage to scrap through this Premier League season by finishing at the 12th position. Now comes West Ham. During the recording of this video, West Ham was playing a match against Wolves and apparently they were leading 1-0, but they were still at the 15th position. But they have made a good signing in the transfer market this season. They have signed Thomas Saucer from Slavia Praha, but the Moyes army still lacks some good quality players in attack and midfield, so they won't be cracking the top 10 this season around. And they are also in the market for Wesley Fofana from League One side Saint Etienne. Wolverhampton Wanderers, aka the Wolves, come in at the 15th position. Wolves are known for their habit of signing the Portugal players, and they have gone a step further by making their third kit in the same colors as that of the Portugal national team. That's just to the another level. Wolves have already signed 2 Portuguese players, Nelson Semedo from Barcelona and Fabio Silva from FC Porto. And if the rumors are to be believed, Cristiano Ronaldo is on his way to Wolverhampton Wanderers from Juventus. And they are also trying to sign Thierry Correia, a right back from Valencia CF, and signing Markel from Olympique Lyonnais would give them a good quality attack on the left. We have Manchester United at the 13th position. Manchester United are not in good form while signing the replacements. They are continuously getting rejected by big players. Yes, they signed Donny van de Beek and Dean Henderson, but they still require good quality players to improve their chances of finishing as champions. Alex Telles rumors are continuously there, and the Jadon Sancho saga has been closed for now, as Borussia Dortmund have rejected every bid submitted by Manchester United. So Danny Van de Beek looks a good signing, but he will require time to settle in the squad. So Manchester City is at the 12th position. It seems strange that a team managed by Pep Guardiola is at the 12th position, but the way they were hammered by Leicester City in this match, they lost 5 to 2 Leicester City. Yeah, I agree that 3 goals were penalties, but they only conceded 2 goals against City at their home ground. Brendan Rodgers has limited the space for Kevin De Bruyne to work his magic and only restricted City to 2 goals. But City has made some exceptional signings like Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres, and they don't need any more signings according to us, as they have got the most star-studded squad in the Premier League and they have got world-class players at every position. And as we predicted earlier, they will be challenging for the title, and like the previous 2 seasons, the title race will go down to the wire just between Liverpool and Manchester City. Now, in the 11th position, we have Brighton Hove Albion. Brighton have signed many young players like Ben White, Lars Den Donker, and an experienced 28-year-old Joel Veltman from Ajax. And as we witnessed in the last match against Manchester United, they hit the woodwork 5 times and ended up losing 2-3 to a late penalty. You can guess who scored the penalty, but that's not the topic here. Brighton needs to be more clinical while attacking. They need to take their smallest of the chances and convert them into goals. And according to Fabrizio Romano, Brighton are signing a 21-year-old striker Andy Zicuri from a Swiss team. He scored 17 goals last season, and if he can bolster the attack, they might finish a bit higher. Never expected Aston Villa to be at the 10th position in the Premier League table at this point of time, but they are there and have narrowly won their first match by 1-0. But they have not signed many players. They have signed 2 notable players, Matty Cash and the ex-Arsenal goalkeeper Emiliano. So I don't think they can make much of a difference for Aston Villa. Let's talk about Newcastle United. Arrival of Jeff Hendricks and Jamal Lewis were the 2 prominent signings for Newcastle United this season, and they have also signed Callum Wilson to add an experienced attacker to their team. I hope they can finish a bit better this time around. Chelsea comes in at the 8th position. Yes, we were wrong. We predicted Chelsea to finish second in the Premier League. But now it looks like that Chelsea don't finish in the second spot in the Premier League. Currently, Chelsea is sitting at the 8th position in the table. Yes, we predicted Chelsea to finish at the second position, but now it doesn't seem Chelsea can finish at the top 2 because they are horrendous in defense. They have signed plenty of players like Timo Werner, Kai Havertz, Hakim Ziyech, Thiago Silva, Eduardo Mendy, Ben Chilwell, and many more, but they still don't seem to improve. Timo Werner has missed sitters after joining Chelsea, and Kepa Arrizabalaga is at his best by letting opponents score past him easily. They lost to Liverpool 2-0, and even West Brom nearly shocked them. It took Chelsea's youth academy players to rescue them a draw. I hope Chelsea can find their form once again and maybe finish in the top 4. Let's talk about Tottenham Hotspurs. Tottenham Hotspurs have made very good signings this season. They even have their golden boy back, Gareth Bale. And along with Gareth Bale, there's Sergio Reguilon, Matt Doherty, and Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg. Their attacking trio looks very good, with Kane, Son, and Bale leading the line in attack, with players in defense like Sergio Reguilon and Matt Doherty at left and right back respectively. They look a very good defensive side under Marino. Yes, I know they were defeated by Everton 1-0 on the opening day, but then they hammered Southampton 5-2. And if rumors are to be believed, Skriniar from Milan is going to join Spurs. And if Gareth Bale can fire them to some silverware this season, he will again prove his doubters and Real Madrid wrong and can still earn a place in the starting 11 of Real Madrid next season. We never know. Let's talk about the team which has returned to the Premier League after 16 years. Yes, it is Leeds United. After being an absence of 20 years in the Premier League, they are back. And they are back with a bang with Marcelo Bielsa as the manager. And Leeds United have signed many good players like Rodrigo Moreno, Diego Llorente, and Helder Costa. But by looking at their first two matches, they conceded a lot of goals. They have conceded a total of 7 league goals in just 3 games, but they are very good in attack. With Patrick Bamford leading the line for Leeds United, they have the potential to scare any defense, but they still need a good quality centre back to shine up for them so that they can stop letting in go so much goals. And then there is Diego Llorente, who can still show his class in the Premier League. Now we have Crystal Palace. In terms of signings, Crystal Palace have not made very good signings. They have only two notable names as signings, Eberechi Eze and on loan Chelsea player Michi Batshuayi. But they started the campaign on a good note with defeating Manchester United 1-3 at Old Trafford. But then they came against the mighty Everton, who defeated them 2-1. And we expect another average year from Crystal Palace with mainly their talent Wilfred Zaha leading the line for them. Now let's talk about our defending champions Liverpool's. Yes, they have the most balanced squad in the entire Premier League. We even predicted Liverpool to defend their title. And in terms of signings, they have made exceptional signings from Thiago Alcantara to Diego Jota. Even Wayne Rooney said that if Liverpool sign Thiago Alcantara, it is over. It will be a better signing than Lionel Messi for Manchester City. And oh boy, Wayne Rooney was not wrong. Even on his debut, Thiago Alcantara posed numerous problems for Chelsea. Even though he played only 45 minutes, but he was exceptional. Yes, Liverpool have a good attack of Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Mohamed Salah. They have defeated Chelsea at Stamford and taken down Leeds United at Anfield. So I expect them to defend their title again. And yes, Jurgen Klopp will be surely doing it. Now, let's talk about the Gunners, that is Arsenal. Arsenal have signed very good players this season like Willian, Gabriel, and William Sabila. They also have a very talented squad, and currently they are at the third spot under the guidance of Michael Arteta. It looks like their best season since Wenger left, and they can surely finish in top 4 this time around and maybe win another FA Cup and a community shield. Also, we are expecting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang to play a crucial part in this season for them. And as we know, Willian is still a good player as he showed on his first match day by delivering 3 assists for Arsenal. He can still work magic in the Premier League and Arsenal will be hoping that. Now, let's talk about the team managed by Carlo Ancelotti. Yes, it is Everton. Brilliant, simply amazing. They have played 3, won 3. They have not only won, but they have dominated games. They have signed 2 creative midfielders, James Rodriguez and Allen. And oh boy, James Rodriguez has taken Premier League by storm. They played the first game against Tottenham Hotspurs and won 1-0 with Dominic Calvert-Lewin leading the attack for Everton and with James Rodriguez and Allen providing the necessary creativity in midfield. It surely looks a promising season for Everton. I personally hope James Rodriguez can guide Everton to a top 4 finish or maybe a silverware and show that Real Madrid were wrong about him, that he can thrive at any position. Now, let's talk about the Foxes, Leicester City. Similarly like Everton, they have played 3 and won 3, but they are scoring goals at will. With Jamie Vardy leading the line in attack, they have been brilliant. Just watch the match against Manchester City. They limited the space for Kevin De Bruyne and took the bull by horns and scored 5 goals against Manchester City while only conceding 2. Yeah, I know 3 of them were penalty, but by going to Etihad and conceding only 2 goals against a City side comprised of Kevin De Bruyne, Raheem Sterling and Sergio Aguero, it is a very good performance by Leicester. This shows how good Brendan Rodgers is. He got his tactics all right on the day against Manchester City, and we hope they can do so again in the Premier League. Yeah, they have signed new players like Timothy Castagne and Andy King, but their current squad looks sufficient enough to challenge for the silverware this season, and they can even go against the odds like they did in 2015, and maybe they can win the Premier League again under the tutelage of Brendan Rodgers and the attacking power of Jamie Vardy. So, guys, we are wrapping up the video and we are done with our predictions for the Premier League as well as how much the players will make impact for each team this season. So, I hope you like the video. So, please hit the like button below the video and please subscribe to our channel Footy Report 11.